Hello, everybody. Welcome to Comic Book Hero, and here we are with our own personal comic book hero, Cal. Can you tell us what we're going to be talking about today?
We're talking about, hey, what you can do to improve yourself as a buyer so you can get better deals from sellers.
So what are the things we can do?
Well, the first thing you can do is not be a cheap bastard. That's the first thing that you can do. All right? If you don't do that, most of the stuff opens up. See, I'm doing a show the other day. All right? This is a guy. We just started the show. He comes over and he's got a bag on and he's like, hey, are you interested in a trade? Get out of here. We just started. Why do I want to trade for anything? And then here's what I do want to trade for. Money. I want money. I didn't come out over here to do some swap. Okay? Get out of here. But once you come over to a guy and he's got literally all these books up there. He's got first appearance of Adam Warlock, first appearance of Batgirl, first appearance of this, first appearance of that, all these high-powered money books, and you're talking about trade, he's tuning you out. He's like, I'm not listening to this dude. Okay, what do you, that's like, you don't have money. That's why you want to trade. Okay, you get this other guy. Then another guy comes in, oh, I'm like the third generation of like a comic book collecting family. We've got art, we've got this, and he chats you up for like a good 5-10 minutes, and you're like, okay, how much businesses am I losing listening to this guy tell me his life story? Wonderful. Then when it comes time to buy the book, it's like, how much is that? $40. Oh, maybe I'll be back. I'm like, what are you talking about? Third generation comic family. You picked out that book and didn't know it was $40? He's a cheap bastard. Okay? That's all it is. One of my other personal favorites. They come, you got 18 boxes of books. They look through every box. They pick out one book. They take it out of the bag without asking. Now they're looking all over for the condition, this, that, and the other. How much is that? It says right over there. It's $10 for the book. Would you do 5? No, I'm not going to do 5. Put it right back there. They've been looking over everything for half an hour. Pick out one book, want to go 50% on the whole thing. No, I'm not going to go 50%. You just wasted your time and you wasted mine. Okay? It makes no sense for me to come over here and go half with you at this point. You picked out one book. Why in the world? What is the impetus for me to come over and give you a 50% discount on a book when somebody else could come over, buy it for 10? You're not doing anything to stoke any of this type of stuff. You're a cheap bastard. Now,
wait a second, I gotta cut it. Now I think you've really gone. I mean, I don't cut into your stuff, especially in your own show. But I gotta say something to you about this. It's like saying, isn't the saying goes that the customer is always right?
No.
Why not?
Because you're dealing with comic books now. Okay? And here, you want the comic book. What do you really want? Okay, what do you really want? You want the best possible. You want the best comic. No, if you're a reseller, and I can usually spot those guys, a mile away.
How?
Because resellers never have any interest in an off book. They always, if a guy's coming over and he's buying like issue 3, 4, that type of stuff, that's a collector. Okay. Collectors always usually approach the same way. Collectors always come and they'll say, can I see this book right over here? They look at it first to see if it's something that they would actually buy, and then they ask how much it is. Resellers, dealers always come, how much are you asking for that? It's always price first with these guys. And I usually keep the price right up there. How much is that? First appearance of Adam Warlock, Fantastic Four 67, that's $500. Oh, now I'm not going anywhere low on this whole thing. I'm not, okay? Because you're not a collector at the end of the day. You're hoping to, get a better deal. Go over in those boxes. Don't look at the wall books. Go over in those boxes over there, the 5, 10 books. Do the work like I do. I'll go digging through $1 boxes, and if I find the stuff, it doesn't take that long either. If you're good, 10, 15 minutes of work, you can probably find $200 worth of books if you know what to look for and you've done your homework. So these guys come over here, but you want the book, you got to buy more. Okay, you want a really good deal? You want 50% off? Do what this other guy did. He came over, I had a whole stack, Marvel Fanfare 11. First appearance of Milena Vostokov, who's going to be appearing in the new Black Widow movie as Iron Maiden. He sees that I have about 30 of them. He's like, 30, 40 of them. I have a lot of them. He's like, well, how much do you want for them? I was asking $10 each. He's like, well, how much if I take all of them? Oh, $5 each. He takes all of them. Okay, and then after that, he starts to, I'll take this, I'll take this. He spent $1,200. He spent $1,200 at the end of the day. He probably left with at least $2,500 worth of books. Why does he get that type of discount?
But well, isn't he a reseller then?
Sorry. No, I was just wondering, you're saying this. Go for it, because mine is just
I said, isn't he a reseller then?
Not for the books that he took. He might sell some of them, okay? That may be the case. And if he is a reseller, he's a smart one. Okay, because he's thrown down and taken enough. He took a short box of inventory at the end of the day. Okay, so he threw all of the money. He front loaded my day at this point. He threw all of the money to the point I don't have to worry about making table or anything of this nature. And all the books that he took, he wasn't looking for key books necessarily. He was taking a lot of the $5, $10, $20 books. So now I still have the big stuff over here. He took a couple big books too. But I still have the big stuff over here. The books that he's taken, I already made my money on. So I can have a lot more discretion with that at the end of the day. So he's walking away with a good deal, books that he can mark up if he so chooses. And the next time I see him, he'll probably get more reception, as opposed to the guy who's coming over here. How much can you do for this book? It's $10. Can you do $7? No, I'm not doing $7 for it. The price is already discounted at 50%. That's normally a $20 book if I were to sell it online. In person, you get a better discount. Everybody should be happy. Can you hold it for me? And I'm not holding anything for you. I'm not holding for you. Okay? I'm not your wife. You're going over here to go buy some milk, and you'll be back in an hour, and I never see you again. You want it, you buy it. You're not doing anything.
Okay, so we're gonna bring big business back, the original big business. His energy isn't up to date, but we're gonna bring him into it. Now, when you go to something and you see a sticker price, do you stick to that sticker price?
No. The first thing I think is there a discount?
Right.
So then when I go to you, that price isn't real unless it's bulk or unless it's...
Well, see, here's the problem, okay? Because both guys it's unfortunate. I usually try not to do that. But most of the time, both guys are trying to play each other, okay? I put a sticker on there for 100. Why is it 100? Because I know this guy over here is already coming to me wanting a discount. So I'm going to mark this up so I'm not losing any money when he comes and asks me for the discount. So it's $100. It's really worth 80, but I'm going to tack on 20 extra bucks now. So when he says, "Hey, is there a discount?" Sure, I'll give it to you for 80. That's what it was worth anyway. He's like, "Oh, well, that was great. I got a pretty good discount." Now, most of the guys, you can already tell the sharks, these guys are always like 40% is what they want it for. How much? That's $100. Do $40?
I mean, as much as I can play devil's advocate, that's a little crazy because I think everyone should, you're trying to you're getting a book that's worthwhile. If you're getting, gratefully to use, Wolverine or Hulk 181. When you see it up there, you expect it to be the price it was when I was a kid. I just say I got to get the money up to buy it, and I didn't get to that point. But the thing is, it didn't look like something that was worth less. It looked like it's the first appearance of Wolverine. It's worth whatever they say it is. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to haggle. At least for me, it doesn't make any sense to haggle over the $5, $10, $20 books because automatically you're showing me you don't have any money, and I'm not going to waste my time haggling with you for this. Now, once you start looking for like Death of Gwen Stacy and it's $200, and you're like, well, can you do, 10% off, 20% off, 150, that type of stuff? Okay, I can entertain that. Why? Because a good seller is going to realize, okay, how much did I pay? I didn't pay this much for it, so I'm not have to kill this thing in terms of profit. I'm making my money back and a 50% profit. Reasonable. Sometimes I'm making my money back in a 25% profit. Reasonable. It doesn't always, it's 100% profit or 300%. Those are guys over there who mark their books up, and they're just as bad as a cheap bastard at the end of the day. Okay?
Expensive bastards.
We'll do it. I got another show for them. But, these other guys, here's what you want when you're a buyer, okay? You want, when you show up, these guys, their eyes light up. They know, hey! Mars, how's it going? Good to see you back. How's everything been? You can talk a little bit. Oh, yeah, you bitch about the wife a little bit and so. Why? Because this guy knows that you're not going to waste his time. He knows that if you look through all of these boxes, he's going to make some sales, okay? And in order to induce the sales, you'll get a free book, okay? It happens to me all the time. I show up like, Cal, what's going on? Haven't seen you. Well, hey, how's everything? Anything new here? Stack right over there, buddy. Why don't you go look for it? I'll look through everything, put some stuff to the side. I'll tell the guy, can I see all the boxes? Can you show me everything you've got? He'll bring out everything. He'll bring out everything at the end of the day. Why? Because he knows I'm going to buy. Okay? And then after I bought, I'll look at a book over here like, I don't know about this one. He's like, what, just take it. As a matter of fact, you can take these right over here. I buy so well, a lot of times the guy will say, hey, look, you can take these books. Okay? Take them. Okay? Give me the money in a week or something of that nature. That means I didn't even put up any money. Okay? I took the books. I sold them, I gave this guy back his money, and I'm living on the profit. Why? I'm a good buyer. These guys, And I mean, it takes time to do that, though. You have to be responsible. You have to be dependable. You have to build up trust. Okay, all of these other things. But it's much easier to do business that way. It's much easier to do business that way, to be, a lurdy, dirty dealer or a cheap bastard. Because at the end of the day, everybody's trying to make some money. Everybody's trying to make some money off the books. The guys who are coming and buying books looking to sell, a lot of those guys don't go too far. They don't have the acumen for it. They need to be on the other side of the table. Okay, you need to be on the other side of the table. You understand it a little bit more. Because the guy who's coming over, every book he pulls out is a key book. Every single one. First appearance of Stargirl. First appearance of this. First appearance of that. How much can you do for this? How much can you do for that? And I'm not doing anything for these. These are key books. These are shows coming out. These are books that are in high demand. That's why you want them. Why am I going to discount this book?
Yeah, that's not a good time to do that.
I had a Marvel Spotlight 28, his first solo Moon Knight story. This book was a $20, $30 book at one point. Nobody cared about it. All of a sudden, Moon Knight's going to have a show. It's a $100 book. Now everybody's coming to the show. And I tell people, and I tell them directly, I had this book in that bin forever. Nobody wanted it. Now there's a show. You guys want it. Why don't you guys want it before the show comes out? Okay, I'm not giving you last year's price when it's going for $100. It's not going to happen.
But here, Cal. So is the show, that comic, is just because it's the first appearance, or was it a good story? Do people buy it because they're good stories?
Oh yeah, but those are guys who are in the $5, $10, $20 section. I don't do dollar books. I do $5, $10, or $20. I just say, look, if you're going to spend half an hour going through all of my books and buy one book, bet it's $5 than $1. That's just how it works for me. But there are guys over there these are genuine collectors. They're buying it for the story. They're buying it to complete a run. Okay, they're buying it because they collect these particular covers. If you went through my stock when I sell, these are good books. Okay, these aren't just arbitrary this, that, and the other. There's some rarities in there, but these are things for collectors. Okay, in the and a lot of times there's a lot of good deals in the 5, 10, and 20. I'll discount stuff because it's not online. You go right over there. But a lot of these guys come in there, they want the wall book for $5. Okay, and you have to be careful when you sell. You got to really go through those boxes, because you come over there and I try to honor it. I think once somebody got a Thor 164 was inside of the box. First appearance of Adam Warlock on cover. It was like a $80, $90 book at that time. I gave it to him for $20 because it was in there. Okay, so you want it to honor, but you've got to be careful. Go through that, so you can honor your word. You want to be a good seller as well. But if you want good deals as a buyer, you got to be a good buyer. Okay, you want good deals, you're gonna have to, you got to spend some money. Other than that, do the work. Go to the warehouses, dig through the $1 bins, do that particular work. I just find it's easier, and easier for me as a seller. Look, these guys know I'm coming here to buy. And if I'm coming here to buy from you, and your prices are, your prices are affordable, the books are in the right condition, okay? I actually like you as a person. We're going to do business. Everybody's going to be happy. Other than that, you're not.
Well, I wanted to just say, obviously some of these people are also sellers, right? They have their stores. They're picking up stuff to put in their store, or they know that they can sell online. As a seller, when they come to you, how much of their store personality should they shed? Because they're coming into you like Walt Flanagan saying, can I get that?
You got to shed all of it. You got to shed all of it. I mean, look, it's like two samurai at the end of the day, okay? But once you're coming in for me, okay, you're coming into my space and everything, this is my space now. I'm not going to come into your space and no. And the guys who are smart understand. They'll come over, and the guy looks at the book and he'll he's like, I know that's too high. He doesn't even make an offer because he already knows I'm not going to go low on it so he can make money. But I'll go to that same guy and I'll say, okay, he knows I'm a seller. I'll say, okay, fine. What do you got here that you can actually work with? And he'll give me something over here, and he'll give me, and especially, but I usually hit those guys at the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'll usually hit those guys at the end of the show because the day's over. They might, if they can make a couple hundred more before the day is over, that's fine by them. It's fine by me. And you get better deals. But the other trick is you actually have to buy. Mm-hmm. You actually have to buy. I looked, he offered, well, how about these Harley Quinn variant covers? How much do you want? $100 for the pair. Done. $100. Okay. No, hey, can you do 80? No, he's already discounted the whole thing. One guy gave me over $200 of these variant covers. Really nice stuff. gave him to me $120. What was he asking for at the start of the show? Like altogether, it would have been like $250 or something. You take it's a good deal. You take you take it and you go from it. And it also depends on where you are as a seller. Most of these sellers really want to get the lowest price because they're not good at it. They don't know the books. They don't know how to sell. They don't have the venue. They don't have the patience. So they want to get a $100 book for $20. Okay, so they could lower the price. Well, you know what? I only got it for 20, so on and so forth at the end of the day. I'm a good seller. So I can say, okay, 120, no problem. I can still get my 100%. I know how I'm going to have to work this. No problem at the end of the day. But enough about that. If you're a collector, okay, you want good deals, and I've seen it myself as a collector. I can get better deals because I'm going to buy the book. I see $150, and I may tell the guy, hold it for me, for a week. And he's not going to come over there. Oh, is he going to come? No, he knows I'm going to come back because I want this book. Okay, and it's not that I don't have the $150. Sometimes I may want to say, okay, look, I may want to buy it a little closer to payday just in case something happens. I may want to sell some other books so I have a little bit more padding. So this, I'm not, I found something else now, okay, and I don't have the $150 to buy that. If this guy's willing to work with me, allow me to rock for a little bit, and then, you keep your word. You buy it, everybody's happy. But the worst guys over there is the cheap bastard. This guy just gets labeled. The guy comes over, I think one of the other guys just got tired of him. He's like, no, I don't want to trade for your cheap books in your bag. I don't want to do it. As a matter of fact, I got some cheap books over here. You want to trade your cheap stuff for my cheap stuff? And he wasn't saying stuff. You want to trade your cheap stuff for my cheap stuff? We could do that. Of course, you don't want to do that, right? It's like, get out of here, at the end of the day. I have a set of Wolverine, original series. Wolverine 1 through 4, signed by one of the creators on the whole deal. Guy asked, how much are the books? He's like, oh, $20. I was like, what are you, a moron? And if I did this, it would be 10? I said, what are you, an idiot? I was like, no, and everybody else who knows the deal, this is $200. But those guys come over, they don't have the money. All they have is is moxie, some attitude, and probably one of the worst collections that you've ever seen in your life. Okay, probably some little itty bitty collection at the end of the day, and they want to augment it, but you don't have the money and you don't have the right mindset at the end of the day. Without both of those, if you have the right mindset, and I've seen guys do it, they're like, I want Incredible Hulk 181. I want a good copy of it. That's going to cost how much? They saved. They looked at auctions. They saved, and they made certain that they had the money for it. Guy wanted a copy of Amazing Spider-Man 300. He came to me and says, look, I'll give you $250 down and I'll pay the rest in 2 weeks. The other $250, non-refundable. Non-refundable, man. So that means if he doesn't come through, I still walk with the money. Okay? He says, I'll still walk with the money. I said, okay, fine. I can't lose on this particular deal. He comes back, he squares everything off, fine. It's a big honor system in comics. And it's men dealing with men at the end of the day. You don't screw around with dudes when it comes to the money. You don't do it. All right, so again, for those of you guys out there, you want good deals, you want 50%, 40% off, you got to be a good buyer. You've got to spend some money. You pony up, I'm going to pony up some, watch how great the discounts become. Because most of the time, the sellers have already made their money on the stock that they have, and they're willing to give better deals, but not for 1 or 2 books.
Well, that's great. And the great thing is that you're developing relationships when you do that. And the more
the cheap bastard.
Right, but I'm saying that the point is that the relationship is over. But the key thing is that you're developing a relationship. If you're spending money to buy to get comics, and I think that's what almost anything in life. If you support creators, after a time they will start saying, either give you a discount there or start giving you benefits and discounts later on. And we've experienced that in the past ourselves.
Yeah.
So just want to say thank you very much for that, Cal.
Anytime.
Spin a rack.